I'm going to just start this F1 review off by just saying, the racing gods truly will with Romain Grosjean today because there's no way in hell Romain Grosjean should even be fucking alive right now. Like, I don't know how the fuck he survived that crash. Like the fact that he went through a fucking barricade, his car splits in half and engulfs into a fucking fireball, and he's able to walk out of that crash with minor burns and minor injuries. Because quick update, in terms of his injuries, he suffered a couple minor burns on his wrists and his ankles, and now it's been updated that he's also suffered some broken wrists and some broken bones in his hand and his wrist. So more than likely, that might be the rest of his season here. That might also be the rest of his career too. I don't blame Grosjean if he wants to retire after this crash, especially since he has a family now, and yeah. But man, the fact that he was able to get out of that crash with minor burns and injuries is fucking incredible. Like as Kyle Petty would say, that's incredible. But I think really, I think just, the advancements in safety F1 has gone through over the years, especially with the halo bar. Like, the main thing that saved Romain Grosjean's life was the halo bar being there to take the blunt of the impact into piercing the barricade. Because if that halo bar was not there, Romain Grosjean would have been fucking dead. I think really the main thing with the safety has been the halo bar has saved a lot of lives. But every once in a while, we just get reminded how auto racing in general is the most dangerous sport in the world, period. But man, and I also say another reason why this didn't end up as bad as it could have been was, the reaction time from the track safety workers and the personnel, getting there and quickly in no time. Like, honestly, the track marshals today, they're the real MVPs of this race. Like, that was fucking crazy. That was fucking insane. That was easily the worst fucking crash I have ever seen in my entire life. I have never seen an F1 crash worse than that. Like, fuck me. But yeah, the racing gods truly were with Romain Grosjean. So, and really, so far from this crash, I've looked at a lot of auto racing fans' reactions. Like, I've talked to my boy Spacemel Ferrari 248. His reaction was the same as mine. What the fuck? Like, I've looked at a lot of the NASCAR YouTubers in the community, from Kamikaze Games. His reaction was the same. What the fuck? And everyone else, from Black Flags Matter to Danny B Talks, and Erica Stepp and Motorsport Fan 17. Just everyone in the community had the same reaction that I think I had, which was, what the fuck? That's really it. What the fuck? Yep, and just the amount of support everyone gave Grosjean, of course, some thoughts and prayers still with Grosjean. I wish him a speedy recovery, and, just enjoy your time with your family, man. Just be proud. Just be thankful of the time you have on Earth. Just live life to your fullest. Spend as much time with your family and loved ones, because you never know. Your life could be taken away just like that. And also today, the fire suit really earned its name, the fire suit. Because, yeah, this crash, this could have ended a whole lot worse. But yeah, so far today, we've seen the NASCAR community really come together as one. Or the auto racing community in general. Because, yeah, that was fucking insane. But yeah, anyway, now that I think we talked a bit long enough on the Grosjean crash, because there was still an F1 race that happened today. So, of course, that crash happened on lap 1 to open the race, led to a red flag, because not only did they have to get the flyer out and get the car out of the barricade, the top half, the one half that Grosjean was in out of the barricade, they then had to repair the barricade since that barricade was damaged beyond repair. But yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how Haas repairs this car, because usually F1 teams only have one car and they have to repair it after. It's like, yeah, how the hell are you gonna repair a fucking car that's split in half? Like fuck. I feel for the Haas mechanics and body workers and fabricators at the shop. Like, they're gonna have a fucking hell of a week this week, trying to get that car repaired in time for next week. Like, F in the comments for Haas. Because that's gonna take a while to fix. But fuck. And it's gonna be interesting what happens with Grosjean, because I think Grosjean's gonna be done for the year. So they're probably gonna have to look at a replacement driver here. I don't know, maybe look at calling Nico Hulkenberg to sub in for the rest of the year? Or maybe look at bring Mick Schumacher in if you're gonna have him drive for Haas next year, give him some F1 experience. It would be a smart idea to bring Schumacher in, Mick Schumacher up. Especially with F2 now concluding this year. But it's going to be interesting what Haas does now for the rest of the year. I honestly think that the replacement's either going to be Mick Schumacher or Nico Hulkenberg. I could see Hulkenberg being a sub driver again. Like, it would be like the goddamn third time this year Hulkenberg would have subbed. Since he subbed for a Racing Point twice with Perez and Lance Stroll. So could Hulkenberg sub a third time this year, this time for Romain Grosjean and Haas. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the coming week. But yeah, after that red flag, which took 2 hours to happen, or an hour and a half, 2 hours, we restart the race, only for another bad crash, with Lance Stroll going up and over and landing upside down on his roof. But Lance Stroll was able to crawl out of that car with no injuries, which was crazy. So we get another safety car, and then once the safety car ends, we then get the rest of the race in. And the rest of the race, really, not a whole lot happened the rest of the race. You know, it was just pretty meh. Like, not a whole lot happened. You know, we had pit strategy here and there on when to pit, when not to pit. Like, this entire race was all Lewis Hamilton. And then we get to, like, the last 2-3 laps of the race, when Sergio Perez, when it looked like Sergio Perez had a podium in place, have been a top 5 driver all year. And then Sergio Perez, with 3 to go, while in third place for another podium, blows his engine with 3 to go. And then the car engulfs in flames. And then we go under the safety car for the rest of the race. And then, I'm not sure what the name of that one track marshal was that ran across the track, but that track marshal that ran across the track ran across an active track in the middle of the night to try and put the fire out. That track worker has some serious fucking balls to do that. Like, normally you do not fucking run across an active track in the middle of the night and not expect to get hit. Somehow he got lucky to not get hit and was able to put the fire out. Like, really, whoever that track marshal was that ran across an active track to put the fire out, that motherfucker deserves a raise. No doubt. Give that fucker a raise. He fucking deserves it after that. Because he has some serious fucking balls to do that shit. But man. So yeah, after that then, pretty much after the track marshals earned their fucking paycheck and then some today, even getting some overtime today, the race would end under the safety car and end under caution. Lewis Hamilton gets his 95th career win. So Lewis Hamilton all but inches closer to getting to 100 career wins. So Lewis follows up his 7th championship by winning again. Max Verstappen, despite his best efforts, he would fall short and finish 2nd. But he does get the bonus point for getting the fastest lap, so he gets a moral victory of some sorts. But honestly, getting the fastest lap after getting bitch slapped by Hamilton all day, that's pretty much the equivalent of finding the goddamn TV remote after the fucking house burned down. And then with Perez's DNF, it opened the door for Alex Albon getting another podium. Damn! Alex Albon gets another fucking podium. How about that? And Albon needed this podium. Because Albon really this year with Red Bull, Albon has been on the hot seat with Red Bull all year with his drastic underachieving in that car. But yeah, maybe will this podium save Albon's career at Red Bull? Because he's been on the hot seat. But this should take a little pressure off. I honestly think we're not going to know what's going to happen with Albon until the end of the season after 2 races. So I think in terms of Albon's future with Red Bull in the F1 silly season calendar, I think that's going to be a time will tell situation. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens in the coming weeks to just figure that out. We probably won't know for sure until the end of the season. But yeah. So pretty ironic that the race starts with a car engulfed in flames and then ends with a car in flames. The fucking irony. And it's at a fucking track we don't expect this type of shit to happen in Bahrain. Usually we expect this on a fucking track where the barricades are closed or like a fucking street circuit or some shit. But not fucking Bahrain. But yeah, a long ass race. I think a lot of us were just fucking glad this race was over. I think a lot of us were just glad that Romain Grosjean was able to walk away from this crash with no injuries. Like, just a big sigh of relief. Like, but yeah. Just today, we're once again reminded that auto racing in general is very dangerous, and the drivers, when they strap behind the wheel of those cars, they're just reminded every once in a while. And they know the risks that coming into this, what could happen. So yeah, this year in auto racing, we've really had, this is now the second near-fatal crash we've had this year. Of course, we had Ryan Newman's near-fatal crash in the Daytona 500. And now you have Romain Grosjean's near-fatal crash today. Just crazy. 2020's just been one fucking crazy year. Just one crazy thing after another. Yeah. But yeah, of course, even though F1 has ended this weekend, of course, next week we go back to Bahrain, for that outer layer circuit layout where it looks like almost a goddamn oval. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting race for sure. That's going to be more like speed race. But yeah, going to be interesting to see how that goes next week. But yeah, just crazy, man. But there was some news, of course, in NASCAR silly season this week. So, of course, for NASCAR silly season, we, of course, know that Natalie Decker, her future is going to be decided now, as she's getting a full-time Xfinity ride in the 55 Crapmobile. Because reasons. We'll go with that. Let's be real. This is going to end up like Danica Patrick. Like, Natalie Decker's just Danica Patrick 2.0. Oh, let's be real. The fucking boomers would buy her fucking bathwater if they could. And of course, we do have another update. Of course, the future of John Hunter Nemechek. And his future would involve one man. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has some decision making to do at KBM because everyone at KBM except him still suck. And his situation will evolve around the Canadian Raphael Lizard. You all like him, right? Well, guess what? Kyle Busch fucking hates him. Because he's not him. He's not stat padding like Kyle Busch does. He sucks. Raphael Lizard is a rookie that's had only 1 year, but Kyle Busch says, you know what? Fuck it. 1 year is all you need to evaluate a rookie. Out the window you go! Enjoy the fall to your death. So Kyle Busch has sent Raphael Lizard to the guillotine. And replacing him in the 4 car will be John Hunter Nemechek. Let's be real, this is an absolute desperation move for KBM because KBM hasn't had a driver worth a damn in their car since Christopher Bell won a championship with KBM. Because Noah Gragson was pretty mediocre at KBM and then 2019 was a complete disaster. Only for Todd Gilliland to get the one up on him by making a chase in a crapmobile team. But now they're going desperate by bringing in a talented driver in John Hunter Nemechek. It should pay off, but KBM has a lot riding here because if this fails, this could end up with them losing a seat. And really, it will question Kyle Busch's ability to find talent. We'll have to see, though. But for Raphael Lizard, don't fear too much. Because you do rebound nicely, as Raphael Lizard does find himself another ride at GMS. To pretty much replace Brett Moffitt, with Brett Moffitt going to the O2 car for Our Motorsports full-time in Xfinity next year. And that O2 car got better every week throughout the season. I mean, there's a good chance that Brett Moffitt could make the Xfinity chase in 2021. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Also, GMS also brings in Sam Meyer, too. So, gonna be interesting to see how this goes. But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough F1 silly season for the NASCAR silly season for this week. Just another crazy week of auto racing this week in F1. Still 2 more races for F1 to go this year. Of course, next week we'll be back for the Sucker Grand Prix or Bahrain GP number 2 on the outer layout. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. See you all next week. Peace.